that what I have to say today you can relate to. I did actually know that some new people were coming, so I thought about that as I was preparing what I wanted to say. So I would like to start today with a question. Do you know the quote, "You shall know the truth and the truth shall make you free"? 알아요? Yeah, okay. So it's one of the most well-known quotes by Jesus. At my university, in my early 20s, actually late teens, it was written on the archway of one of the buildings. So at that time I guessed, well, the truth must be the knowledge that the university is going to give me. So another question for you. What does the truth mean to you? So I want to give you a moment to think about that. What does the truth mean to you? So maybe that's enough time for you then, with somebody close to you, to share what does the truth mean. Do maybe 2 or 3 of you want to share briefly what the truth means to you? And especially people who are newer here. I don't think we need to hear what Yujin has to say. That's probably what I'm going to say. Don't be afraid of getting it wrong.
저는 제가 살아온 시간에 자꾸 투사를 하게 될 수밖에 없는데
I think it's quite natural for me to project my life to this.
긴장하지 않고
Not being
살피지
nervous,
않고
not being too sensitive to others.
그대로 보고 그대로
See
내놓고
as it
드러내고
is and reveal as it
할 수
is.
있는 게 진실이고
I
참이지
think that's
않을까.
truth.
Yeah, okay.
이렇게 생각합니다.
굉장해요. It's a beautiful example of honoring the truth. Okay? Anybody else? Okay.
저는 이제 옆에 계신 분과 얘기를
I
나눴는데
shared someone next to me.
좀 재미있었어요. 왜냐면
It's
저는
interesting because
저에게는 그것이
for
어떤
me the truth is
쉼이 있는 장소
a place for rest.
가봤는데
Place for rest.
옆에 계신 분은 나 자신이다.
He says it's myself. Truth is myself.
Okay. 굉장해요. 또. Thank you. Yeah, enlightened answers actually. So I wasn't sure what kind of answers might come back, because a lot of people think of truth as a body of knowledge. And knowledge and understanding may give evidence of the truth, but they are not of themselves the truth. So I want to share with you a meaning of truth that had a profound impact on my life. The way things work creatively. The truth relates to the way things work creatively. Now, an example of that is our hands. You know, with our hands, we can draw, we can type, we can pick up a child, we can cook. So take a moment to just notice the design of your hand, because that design allows you to do all these things. So, in addition to the design, though, we can't actually do anything useful with our hands without control, without the ability to control our hand. Some illnesses block that ability to control the hand. So, though the design may be excellent, without the control, we can't operate it creatively. So, these are 2 vital components of truth: design and control. That video camera back there has a design, but to use it, operate it, you have to know how to use the controls.
그것을
At another level, we may realize that we're designed, in truth, we're designed as beings of light. But when a wave of darkness hits us, to express as a being of light requires that we choose the control of light and love, not the control of darkness and fear. So design and control of truth are essential for things to work creatively.
네.
Now, when I first met this approach that we call the art of living, I was in my early 20s and I was far more interested in love than truth. In fact, it was the genuine quality of my mentor's love that deeply attracted me. But in time, I discovered that what made his love so real and true was his clear practice of truth, which was based in universal principles of reality. And even I could learn that. That was good news. So, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. What is knowing the truth? It's not just hearing principles of reality. It's not even just understanding them, but it's a living practice of truth. That's what makes us free. So that's why I was very glad when, sorry, I can't remember her name, said, I'm going to put my hand up because I usually don't do that kind of thing. That was an example of a practice of truth. And that's my topic today. Living practice of truth that heals and transforms us and our world. Every day, though, we touch patterns in circumstances and in ourselves that are not the design and control of truth. I mentioned waves of darkness that come. Massive numbers of people are trapped in the darkness of depression. When anything is not working well, it's because of the absence of truth. If our lives are not flowing with joy and peace and creativity, it's because something is blocking the design and control of truth. So, I'm sure many of us discover moments when things are not moving so joyfully or peacefully. If those happen repeatedly, it's telling us to review the designs of our living, to look at what is controlling our choices. It's probably a clue that we need to restore balance in our lives. Take time for refreshment and inspiration. But even more powerful than that is to become keenly interested in the living practice of truth. When we remember that we are light beings, we realize that we're here on earth as creators to restore the design and control of truth in everything we do. And there are countless opportunities. Recently, in our AOL school, we're doing a large reorganization to create systems that operate more effectively, especially with more people. So we begin restoring the design and control of truth, not by forcing our ideas of how that should be on the situation, but by practicing the truth and discovering the truth step by step. In simple terms, we try something and discover what works. We may have to adjust it again and again, but we'll know we've got it right when things work creatively, when there's more beauty, more energy, and more effectiveness. So have you noticed how true designs enable greater flow and ease? For example, if you have your files in order, it's much easier to find things when you need them. And if you're going to cook a meal, it's much easier if the sink and counters are clean and things are where they're supposed to be so you can find them. Creating flows more easily when we begin with a clean space. There, probably all of us have things that we put off, postpone for months because we dread the complexity it will take to resolve them. Recently, I discovered that my health insurance premium in Korea, the monthly payment, the payment has nearly doubled in just 4 years. Now, even in America, bringing greater truth to that would not be easy.
네.
But in Korea, Eugen doesn't know these technical terms of insurance policies and medical health terms.
네, 유진에게서
He doesn't know them. 한국말 잘 못해요.
네.
So in Korea, it's nearly impossible to bring greater truth to this.
네.
Nevertheless, through practicing the truth, someone is beginning to help us with
네,
this.
누군
So with such things that are complex and will take a lot of time to bring greater truth, if we realize that doing them is part of our overall work of restoring the design and control of truth on this planet, such jobs as that are more enjoyable. We see them as an avenue for the radiation of our spirit to bring greater order and beauty. So I gave a couple examples of practicing the truth in circumstances,
네.
but practicing the truth with patterns inside of us